Hi guys, this is the follow-up video to our first video about savings. So in this video, we'll be asking participants questions that they would like to ask financial advisors, and we'll also be getting financial advisors' expert opinion for some of the responses.
Hello, hi. My name is Eric. I'm this agency leader with one of the leading UK insurer. Yeah, so here I am.
Hello everyone. Yes, myself, I'm a financial practitioner for the last 25 years. Started this early and hopefully I still look youthful. And yes, I'm also an agency leader with one of the leading insurers in Singapore. I'm glad to have the opportunity to share some perspectives to the questions today.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your financial literacy?
I would say 6.
Okay.
8.
Okay.
I would say I rate myself a 3 or 4 out of 10 because I feel like I do not have the personal discipline to set a budget and save.
So next question, what are your saving tactics, or like how do you save?
Usually when my mom gives me allowance, like in cash, I'll take out like about 20% of it and put it in my piggy bank first. Yeah.
Oh, then the other 80% you use it on like to spend?
Yeah.
Usually what I do is I spend on what I need first, and after that whatever that is remaining I will save it for that month.
Okay. Do you have like an approximate like percentage of how much you usually spend or save?
Every month I save around 10 to 20%.
To be honest, I do not save money at all. When I get my allowance or from my parents or my part-time job pay, the first thing I'll do is immediately go shopping. So my bank account will immediately have zero balance the next day. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Okay, last question. If you had an opportunity to ask a financial advisor anything in regards to saving, what would you ask?
The important question that I would like to ask an advisor is, how can you get me to start saving up more money? Because a lot of people say that I need to save up for rainy days, but I haven't actually faced a real life situation which tells me the importance of starting to save up more money. Yeah.
I think I'll ask them how to stay disciplined, because sometimes even though I set aside the money for savings, right, I'll still take it out when I spend more than I need to. Yeah.
Okay.
I would ask what is the percentage that we should save and also the percentage that we should invest.
On the subject of how to start saving first, or because of this rainy day, alright, thingy, I haven't felt the rainy day. Now, in essence, by the time there's a rainy day and then there's nothing in the bank, then essentially there's nothing for the rainy day, right? So therefore, it's just like, say for example, insurance planning, alright? Money for rainy day, like maybe some contingencies at home, or for example, let's say maybe some unplanned emergency expenses that was uncatered for, can happen to anybody anytime, any age, at any stage of our life, right? So therefore, the whole idea of having rainy day funds is about setting aside and accumulating that fund when we don't need it. When we need it and we want it, we realize that it's too late. And of course, the key here is that how do we actually get started? There's always this inertia about getting started, because say for example, after beginning, if a rainy day fund is something in which we set aside funds and then 3 months later I can empty out again, then that's not rainy day fund. Alright, so it is also what we call a sign of poor discipline. Okay, so one way is of course to entrust maybe a family member, like maybe your parents, to say, I'm going to just transfer this to your account and then please keep this for me, right? Obviously, your parents will be among the best people at this quick point of time that you can trust the money to. But of course, the other possibility is commit to a savings and investment plan where we put in a consistent sum every month on an ongoing basis to accumulate, right? Because more often than not, for most of us, it's either we have the discipline to put funds into something, an investment tool or savings, okay? Or if not, we allow a system to create a discipline in us, right? So in short, we said it is either we create a system or we let the system run us. which is a reason why for some, they find that, okay, if I commit to a savings or investment program, maybe for a specific period of time, and there are penalties for taking the money out, we feel the pain, and then therefore it becomes a commitment to continue. Okay. Now, until at such time that we put priority in something, nothing will happen, right? So it applies to relationships, it applies to money as well, right? Yeah.
I think first thing first, I want to define raining days. So raining days, to me, there's a two part. So one part is basically emergency funds. Okay, so emergency funds normally in financial planning, normally we advise our clients to have a savings about 3 to 6 months. So this emergency fund is more like in case touch rate retrenchment or something that you need cash, okay, in the short term. Okay, so 3 to 6 months will be something healthy. Okay, so in case you're being retrenched, at least you know that there's income or savings that will replace the income for a short period of time while you're looking for alternative, okay, income stream. The second part is basically, I would say that funds for, in case, like for example, you get into premature death, which of course depends on your stage of life. If you have dependents, of course, death to you is important to the family. But of course, if you are still single, then probably what you're very concerned of is illness. And these emergency events, normally savings will not be able to help, because you can be saving for 10 years and in just one event can wipe out all your 10 years of savings. So I always say that for this kind of events, the best is to use insurance, okay, to replace it. So two things: define what is the raining days, emergency funds. The other one is basically to protect against major events. Okay, so emergency fund will be basically a savings, 3 to 6 months, and to protect against major events, I think insurance is very important in financial planning. Okay, and of course the next is that we talk about budgeting. So normally I always say that the formula that I always advise my customer is income 100%, CPF will take away 20% of the income, left behind will be basically 15% for your insurance premium, and of course another 20% probably for savings, and the last 45% is expenses. So this add up will give you roughly about 55% on savings and 45% on expenses. So this is a very good guide that you have money for emergency fund and your cash flow. You have money to set aside for insurance premium to protect against major events of your life. Yeah, so that is my recommendations.
Great questions. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Okay, that's actually a great question. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.